Alright guys, so I was sitting around waiting to see if maybe JP or NA would drop some random new banner. I mean, I know we just got one over on NA for Space Ishtar, but I was like, maybe JP's gonna follow suit and be like, you know what, let's just drop the quote-unquote Typhon banner out of nowhere. Now, before anybody starts yelling at me in the comments, yes, I know she's technically not Typhon, she's like the fruit that Typhon ate, or something along those lines as far as I understand it, but we basically are waiting for this unit to actually come out. Now, we were kind of expecting her to be the Part 2 banner, but instead of getting her as the Part 2, we ended up getting like a Theseus banner. We had a Waver come back around. We had a Skandar go back on raid up, which not bad. You know, everybody having a chance to try to snag Waver is always good. I mean, unless you already picked them like you should have for your free 5-star. Maybe, I don't know, for some reason you were really feeling Tamamo that day, or I don't know, you were like, man, I really gotta get my grubby little mitts on Brad. But that's besides the point. Something that I kind of wanted to talk about, because I'm seeing a general, I guess, sense of dissatisfaction with the fact that she wasn't the Part 2 banner. But one of the things that I do want to talk about is they already seem to have 2 Ascensions ready to go for Typhon over here, because this is her second Ascension you get as the event goes on. She starts in like this form right here, and then she changes in story. So if they already have 2 Ascensions ready to go, I'm assuming the third one is ready as well, which means I'm just going out on a limb here and saying she's probably coming out rather soon. Now, is it going to be Medusa Saber level of turnaround? If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, basically in Ordeal Call 1, we got to actually, see Saber Medusa, we got to play with her and everything, we had all of her Ascensions. She was basically a servant that was ready to go. She was packaged up, we just needed a banner, but, as per usual, we were like, well, maybe she's going to be stuck in the NPC prison, right? Like, maybe she's not ever going to be coming out for quite a while, but they, lo and behold, actually dropped her right after. As you can see, Mystic Eye Symphony is right here at the very beginning of July, which is her debut event, but she actually was kind of teased over here in June, June 18th over here, so about like just a few weeks prior. Now, am I saying that I think that Typhon over here is going to get thrown out there just like Medusa over here, just because, oh, we already have some of her Ascensions and everything? I'm not sure, because this is kind of the inverse. Medusa, we had all the gameplay and stuff ready to go. We basically knew what all of her skills did. I think the only thing they changed, I think it was, I think the power mod right here was different. I think they actually tacked this on there as a little bit of a bonus thing, because I remember going over Saber Medusa when she came out. We were going over just the different things in her kit, and I had to re-record part of the actual proper Saber Medusa video when she came out, because I realized mid-recording that I didn't include this, because I already, in my head knew how her kit worked. And one of the things that I went on a rant on is that she didn't really seem to do enough damage or have a bonus little thing here. But obviously I was playing JP and I wasn't noticing that she had a man attribute power modded. So I kind of went back, tested her out, double checked it in game, and she did actually get this power mod. And I think that was something that they tacked onto her. But suffice to say, she was already ready to go. They had her packaged and ready. There was basically, nothing else to really be done with this unit, because, they could have just dropped her whenever they wanted, right? Skills are done. We knew most of her Ascensions. Let me brush up real quick, because I remember seeing this. And then, yeah, I remember seeing this one. I'm not sure if we had the second Ascension, but suffice to say, we had art and we had her skills and everything already done. So, I don't think it was a long shot that they dropped her like 2 to 3 weeks after that. Now, Typhon, on the other hand, I'm still going to go out on a limb and say that we'll probably see her within the next year. One of the things that it does seem like Lysengal has over Delightworks is they're really trying to get a lot of these NPC units out of the prison, right? As soon as they show them, they're kind of using these events as a little bit of a teaser for them, if you will, right? Because even think of another example we just had over here in September, I believe. Yeah, we had Wangina, who appeared at the very end of Summer 8, so closer to like, your end of September, like, more like October 20th to like, September 1st over here, somewhere in this time frame, because she came at the very end of the event, and then they dropped her, a couple weeks later over here for her own event. So it's one of those things where Lysengal seems to be showing off a lot of these units, but then they will actually properly give them a banner right afterward. Now, to kind of help out this case that Typhon, worst case scenario, might be within the year, if not within the next couple of months, like maybe she will actually be the New Year's banner, right? You know, she kind of fits like the aesthetic, I think, of a bunch of our New Year's characters, right? Because if you think about some of the past New Year's characters, since you know Lysenko is starting to get the helm, I think Muramasa is right before they took over, or it's right after. It's somewhere in that time frame. But regardless, he was an NPC unit. You know, Koyan Dark is also like another one of those NPC units that we finally get to summon, despite also having Koyan Light, so it's a little debatable on that one, but we did just fight her as a boss, similar to Wanjino over here. Kirei, or I guess technically Rasputin, was also an NPC that we'd seen through all of the Lost Belts, and so because they seem to be moving these guys out, even someone like Takasugi, who we saw in, I think it was Guda Guda 5 or 6, the one that we should be getting over here on NA in about, a few weeks here, fingers crossed, hopefully we start moving into more content, but, he was in the NPC prison for the longest time, and they finally let him out for that, I forget what the name of the event is actually. You know what, I'm actually here, I can double check, hold on, I don't have to try to guess on it. Tales of Chaldean Heavy Industries, there you go. I always just refer to it as like a Guda Guda event because he's a Guda Guda guy, technically, and it was a little bit of a wonky event, but they do seem to be kind of bringing a lot of these NPC type servants off of, I almost said the ban list because I was watching a Yu-Gi-Oh video prior to this, but off of the NPC, the NPC prison that they were being held in. So I wouldn't expect her to be gone for very long, especially because they did a lot in kind of teasing this unit. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it does seem like the response to Typhon was like really insane. Like I was seeing people thinking that she was like a beast or something. People were happy that this character that was kind of an El Malloy was finally getting to come out, and who was also pretty gassed from what I remember from El Malloy, like, and kind of how they explained how much of a big deal this dude is over here. Because I think, if I remember correctly, this is technically Typhon, and then she is like the fruit he eats, so she's technically not him, but we're probably just going to call it Typhone Ephemeros, right, or just Typhon for short, just to kind of keep things a little bit easy, right? So I would expect her to be coming out rather soon. Again, remember the turnaround for a lot of the NPCs that Lysenko have has been very, very quick, and I know a lot of people are like, oh man, the Grail front was really fun, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed the new style of Grail front. I think it's a lot more fun than past ones. The story was very, very interesting. I'm very satisfied with how Ptolemy kind of shows out with his results. He's a very strong servant, and also very cool as I was reading more about him in the event. Theseus finally being a thing I think is very sick, especially if you really like your Greek servants in FGO, right? Because Theseus being compared to Hercules by Jason, I think is very sick as well. We also got another one of the NPCs. I believe the I don't remember her name, and I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna butcher it, but I believe she's the person that was supposed to game end Nobu with her little gun, right? I think she was also an NPC in Guda Guda 5, 6 as well that we should be getting this year. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Takasugi and her are both from that event. But again, like, they just seem to be releasing a lot of these NPC guys and not making us really wait for a lot of them. So, for your guys that are really looking forward to the Blide cameo, right? And if you didn't play Elden Ring, you don't know what I'm talking about, but people that know, they know. If you're kind of looking forward to maybe him coming out sometime soon, I don't think it's going to be, that much more longer of a wait. Although, he is one of the guys that I think throws a wrench in that kind of idea, because he is kind of just sitting around NPC prison and they haven't re-released him. Or maybe they just really had no plans to really use that guy as a servant, but she has like different ascensions and everything, and she's very central to the storyline and everything, and kind of introduces some new interesting lore for kind of how the Grail systems and everything work. I don't think she's going to be stuck in the NPC prison, especially because they confirmed her class, right? Like, she had the whole Pretender class thing going on as well. So you can let me know in the comments down below. I would say, and not to really get people's hopes up, okay, this is just kind of me going off some of the track records for some of the previous NPC servants, but I do think we'll probably see her release within like the next month, maybe, if not the next year, right? I don't think they're going to keep someone that they've kind of held as being this gas away for so long. I think New Year's really sounds like a great time to go ahead and drop this unit, because I think she just fits the bill on what a lot of these guys are doing. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace late, guys.